It's week 3 of the National Football League. We'll get a look at Joe Burrow. He's coming off a nice week throwing the ball. 4 touchdown throws. It's the Jets and the Texans under the lights on Sunday night.
Take the Lincoln Tunnel through Weehawken, through Secaucus, across the Hackensack River, and you'll arrive, as we have, at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Tonight, we've got a great Sunday night matchup between the Houston Texans and the New York Jets. Hi again, everyone. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Jets ball club. They come in feeling good after back-to-back victories. Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Texans, an early season tilt. And when it's an early season tilt, should be ready to roll.
Well, let's face it, the aches and pains haven't really set in yet. And both teams eyeing a really good start to get things going.
It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. So out come the Texans for their opening drive. And a look here now at their fourth-year quarterback.
I like this guy, and the reason I do, he tends to stay on an even keel. Doesn't let too much ruffle him. He will manage the game the way it needs to be managed, take what the defense gives him, and then he can strike at times. Had a touchdown pass. Yes, he had an interception last week, but he found a way for his team to win.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And that's not the start that he was looking for, as he's going to be met and dropped behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
4 yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. To throw on 3rd down, Wall. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
And 3rd down is a key down in any game you play. And 3rd down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away. That'll go as a punt of 32 yards. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. So here come the Jets for their initial possession of the game. They'll be led out by the #1 overall pick back in 2020 from LSU. It's Joe Burrow.
And bottom line, when you're the starting QB, what is it?
Get the W.
Get the W.
They did that last week.
Right? You got that done. Wasn't always pretty. There were some great moments. He threw 4 touchdown passes.
But got to eliminate those mistakes.
Got to take care of that, because otherwise that could come back and bite him in another ball game.
And he's going to bull his way forward to the 48. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Well, this defense for the Texans very strong last week as they helped their squad improve to 2-0 on the young season.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape, because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run.
The Jets at 2-0 here to begin the season. They come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
And down to the 44, 5 yards that time. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed. But they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30. Give him 15 yards on that one, and the Jets move the chains. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, where that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
A good solid game there on first down, but the defense has to be happy they didn't let it pop for anything bigger.
From the 25, here's 2nd and 6. The quick throw by Burrow is complete. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4. On third down, Isaac. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive alive. Had a chance to maybe limit them to 3 if they could have gotten that stop there, but a new set of downs.
And with a new set of downs, you got to take the mentality of the whole thing. Right now, everyone's looking at the offense and saying they've got the advantage. The best defenses just say, okay, new set of downs gives us another chance to make a play ourselves and maybe change things up.
Burrow bats it forward. It's a jet sweep.
And that's something you have to get ready for defensively because in today's NFL, teams will use their wide receivers on jet sweeps, end arounds. They'll move them back in the backfield and make them running backs. Partner, this was much more of a tap pass, but effective nonetheless.
And I think both guys love it. If you're a quarterback, it's an easy completion. If you're a wide receiver, you get the easy reception and also a chance to try to make a play with your feet. On third down, Burrow. And he will find his man on the outside. And the Jets are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
That's a sharp throw right there on 3rd down. They're looking to get the first points of the game, and they certainly don't want to be on a field goal. So that's a nice job to get the hook up and set up a 1st and goal.
11
They're passing here, Joe Burrow. And this will be caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. Jamar Chase, his 2nd touchdown of the season. And the Jets will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here today. Both sides of the football in sync early. You force the 3 and out, and then you take it down, score points.
You know what that tells me? They sold their game plan really well. Head coach said, listen, we're just going to stop them on 3 and out. We're going to take the ball downfield and score. But he also told them how it was going to happen. They're going to run this. We're going to stop it. Then we're going to take the ball. They won't be able to keep up with us. And they got it done.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. So now we get set to see Houston for their 2nd drive of the ball game. And they'll certainly be trying to do better than that first drive where they went 3 and out.
And sometimes the first drive is just simply to settle nerves. You know what it's like at the start of a game with the emotion. Guys are a little bit jumpy.
You do.
Oh, you understand the same way. It's just like us calling one, right? Making sure we ease into the game, let it come to us.
Well, you went
and now they have that opportunity.
No, you didn't go 3 and out. I went 3 and out on that first drive. I'll try to do better here. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Another tote for Carter. And he'll be stopped up at the 26 after a gain of only a couple.
Now that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater. He just made a great play there.
And this is going to be intercepted. Sauce Gardner picks it off. Well, that one was in the air for an agonizingly long time.
Just begging to be picked off, wasn't it? It's one thing if you're throwing a ball like that, trying to throw someone open or lead them into an area. But that ball needed to be thrown with a lot more conviction. As a result, it's an easy interception.
Back onto the field come the New York Jets for their second drive. They'll start at the 40, so great starting field position following the interception. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at the 40. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And a strong run that time as he's across midfield and down to the 43. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from MetLife Stadium. The Jets with the football here as they've got it with a 1st and 10. They'll keep it on the ground. Isaac. And that one opened up for him well as he'll take this down to the 26-yard line. 64 yards for him on the ground so far tonight as he has been terrific in this first half.
I'm not sure how much more evidence they need, partner, than to understand that if they don't start to slow him down, it's going to be a long afternoon here at the stadium because he is just shredding them at this point. And let's face it, coming into the game, they knew he would be the focal point of their attack. This is going to take an 11-man unit on the defensive side to start making plays. You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
The give to the fullback on the dive. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. That leads us to a 1st and goal. It's a pickup of 8.
They definitely established a rhythm on this drive, moving the ball quite well. And big man with football is an integral part of the whole thing.
On 1st down, Isaac shifts by him, and he's going to bull his way down to about the 1-yard line. A good run on 1st down, and now they contemplate a 2nd and goal situation.
That's a great run right there on 1st down. Didn't quite get into the end zone, but now you've set yourself up for at least 2, maybe 3 more shots.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. Breece Hall, his 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Jets go up by 2 touchdowns. They go I formation. Fullback leads the way for the touchdown. Sort of a lost art, isn't it?
It really is, but sometimes when you're able to bring it back and use it against other teams, they're not prepared for it. They haven't seen it in a while, and now you gain an advantage, and we just saw that advantage result in a touchdown.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. A drive that time of 6 plays. And it was capped off by a Breece Hall touchdown run. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. Taking it about the 1. And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And the Jets have recovered. So problems compounding themselves here on the return. They just give up the touchdown, and now they lose the football.
Yeah, partner, things are starting to unravel a little bit for them right in front of our eyes. They're going to be looking for some answers, and quickly.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. On the give, this is their fullback. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
The end result was brute force on brute force, but think about everything that's going on if you're playing defensive tackle. You're dealing with at least one blocker across from you, trying to deal with him, shed him, and maybe even a second one before you have to try and make the tackle on the big guy.
Here we go. 2nd and 7. Up the middle they go. Isaac. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. It's a good gain of 11. sets him up 1st and goal.
Well, we know it's a tough mission for this defense to hold them to a field goal after that long kick return, but they're one play away from doing it.
They certainly are very close to accomplishing what they needed to get done because they've treated this like a sudden change. You know, when the offense turns the ball over on a fumble or an interception, before you go out, you get together as a defense and go, sudden change, keep your poise, be ready to go. That's exactly what this group has done.
On 2nd down now, Isaac, and he is going to lose yardage here.
Well, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal.
Now Burrow. Got a man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jets. A great effort there. His first touchdown of the new season.
And the Jets have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. So, Charles, that's 3 touchdowns on 3 drives, and it's just been an offensive barrage so far.
Great word, partner, using barrage right there. I'm going to add another word if you don't mind. How about perfection? No surprise that they're leading right now. Absolute dominance throughout this ball game and no signs of slowing down.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that makes the score 21-0. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. The Texans offense set to regain possession. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit, and if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
A give up the middle to Carter. Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. 2nd down.
There to stop him on the defensive side, Fred Warner. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Wall. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. Now you got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. He's in his zone, 2nd quarter, already closing in on a 100-yard gain.
And that's the magic number for a running back. Anytime you get to that triple digits, that's all you're looking for. But he's got a chance to really exceed that in this one.
Yeah, he does. That's been the gold standard for a long time, hasn't it, that 100-yard mark?
It really has, and that never has to shift because it's in a game. It's a 1,000-yard mark. I'm wondering, since we've gone from 12 to 14 to 16 games, maybe we need to up that a little.
And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The Texans here on 3rd down putting an extra defender in the secondary.
Here we go.
Burrow looking to pass.
Over the middle, that's caught by Chase.
And he is going to have a Jets first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Now a timeout called for by the offense as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it.
They'll set up the screen for Hall.
They hold him to only 2 there on the screen. It's 2nd down. And the offense moving quickly to the line. From the 41, Burrow. Going right side here, and that's complete. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. First down. Here's Burrow. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. They'll give to Hall. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Nice Hall. As the first half is winding down, and the Jets are able to add on to their first half lead.
That score that they just gave up there, that's a tough one for their defense to swallow because they had a tough time through the first 2 quarters. They really were determined to get a stop there, unable to do so. That makes their comeback hopes that much more difficult.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And it is 28-0.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Fields it right around the goal line.
Now a hit and a loose football. And it's scooped up by the Jets. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. And that one is his second fumble loss. Not a good look out of your return man.
And not only does he hurt the momentum for his team or even change momentum of the game, but now they've got a decision to make on his own sideline. Does he continue to do that? Do you keep him in that role, or do you bring someone else in at this time?
They will throw on first down with Burrow. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. The kick by Carlson is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we've hit halftime here at MetLife Stadium with the home team, the Jets, leading this one. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll begin up at Bank of America Stadium in Uptown Charlotte, where you see the final score there. Gabriel Davis, 2 touchdown catches in the victory. From there, we head up to the Motor City to check in on the Lions at home at Ford Field. And they were winners in that one over the visiting Minnesota Vikings. Zach Wilson, 5 touchdown passes, leading his guys to the victory. And lastly, we'll wrap up the week with Monday Night Football. Definitely one to tune in for, as it'll be the Pittsburgh Steelers and the LA Rams. Moving on, let's take a look at the next-gen stats for the Texans in that first half. And the rushing numbers should tell the story of why they trail at the half. They're still in single digits in yardage as a team through 2 quarters of play. That's not good. Meanwhile, for the Jets, it's been no contest in terms of the rushing yards. You see a much, much brighter picture there. Final adjustments being made for the second half. Whether they'll amount to much in a game that's already pretty well decided, well, that's another question. Nevertheless, let's get you back out to Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach, thanks. Yeah, that's something to consider. Are we in for more one-way traffic here in the second half? It has not been a competitive game to this point.
So here are the Jets now to take over. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Second half starts with a run by Hall.
And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Now a handoff up the middle. Isaac, and he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line.
105 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. That really sets him back. A loss of 6.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
On second down, Isaac. And he'll rumble for about 5, up close to the 40.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. They'll go with a touch pass here, trying to pick it up.
Oh, he's hit. He lost the football. Put it on the carpet, and the Texans scoop it. Always costly to cough up that football. These defenders, they become so adept, though, at jarring it free.
Yeah, it's amazing that there aren't more.
And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
After review of the play, ruling on the field is reversed.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble.
On 1, right? Hey, can.
Burrow going for it on 4th. And this will be caught by his big wide receiver. And now this is going to be close. The defense says they stopped him, and they did. Throwing on first down. Wall, he finds his man, complete. That's Bailey.
And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line. On second down, a run with Carter.
And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
From the gun on third down, Wall. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down. Here's Bradley Pinion now as he's on to punt for Houston. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. And New York set to take the field.
On 1, ready?
Now Hall to start the drive.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. Now a give, right side. Isaac, once more the juke. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
120 yards rushing for him now as his big night continues. Well, that is a running back who is not about to go down easily. He fought his way through the contact until the seas opened up for him.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They'll keep it on the ground. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. And the Texans scoop it. And the return across midfield and to the 46-yard line.
This is really, really difficult for teams to coach because you love the extra effort, right? When he break a couple of tackles, I mean, he was really trying to gain the extra yardage, but you also have to have an idea that people are going to come up behind you from the side, trying to take care of the ball while you're trying to get extra effort. Sometimes you have to know when to say when and maybe just go down.
Following the fumble recovery, Wall. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
That's tremendous field position that they were given following the turnover, but they've still got work to do to get to field goal range, and the coverage we're seeing isn't going to make it easy.
Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end, complete. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Wall. It's hauled in by Brandon Cooks.
And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
Nothing in that first half, nothing on the last drive, but they're moving now with a 1st and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. And this is going to be intercepted.
Sauce Gardner picks it off. And the Jets are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. But to be blunt, not a whole lot has gone right for this defense in this ball game. But that's something right there, still in the third quarter. It would take something around miracle territory for a comeback, but maybe that's a start, Charles.
It certainly is, and they're definitely showing that there's some fight still left in them. Hasn't been a banner day, but they're trying their best to put that disappointment behind them and find ways to make plays.
The New York set to take the field. And a fumble last time. Ball security. Talk about it all the time in the National Football League. They've got to be better at it on this drive.
Don't you think that when every team gets together for the first time, I don't care if it's OTAs, mini camps, first day of camp in the regular season, ball security comes up about, what, the second sentence of the coach's address?
And there's so many drills focus on that.
All the time, and they do drills to make it even tougher to simulate game situations. Doesn't always work out, though.
Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25.
Straight ahead is Hall.
And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. That one a 1st down pickup of 8.
He's had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. Here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here at MetLife Stadium. Here we go. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair.
On 1st down, right back to Hall.
And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4. And I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this 4th quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this situation he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left, but being able to give the ball to his big runner and pound away and try and finish off the game.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, a perfect 4 for 4 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3.
On 3rd down, here's Hall.
And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. Fourth down. Here's Joe Burrow. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end.
And he is going to have a Jets 1st down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive.
Both sides were holding their breath there on that 4th down play, and the offense can breathe a sigh of relief.
And both knew exactly where the 1st down markers were. You know the defense is trying to guard those sticks and try and keep people in front, but somehow, some way, those guys found a way to pick it up.
Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35.
57 yards rushing for him there with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
Defense really kept him in check running the football in the 1st half. Maybe that'll be a spark for him here in half 2.
So 2 words come to mind for me. Resilient, because he has to keep bouncing back after some limiting runs. And how about relentless? Keep going, knowing that you may pop one as he just did there.
A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
On third down, Isaac. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. That one good for 14 yards.
Just a terrific run there, Charles, from a running back who is so compact and powerful, and that strength was on display there.
Yeah, and this is most definitely the guy you want running the football when you need the tough yards on third down. And he moves the chains and then some as he shakes off that first contact. And as they said in the 70s, he just keeps right on trucking.
A good display of power, but it will only get him just inside the 5 to the 4.
And the next-gen stats shows us the tale of how much yardage he was able to pick up after the initial contact. Ball again on second down.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is under. Now it's looking incredibly likely to be a 3-0 start to this season. That is obviously excellent. 2-0 is one thing. 3-0, you really have some momentum.
And now they're serving notice to the rest of the league that they're a pretty darn good football team. Confident, aggressive, attacking at all times. This looks like a team that you're going to have to deal with. And guess what? Behind closed doors, they're trying to figure out ways to get better.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And now out comes Houston.
Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
Yeah, no question. He got to the QB late, CD, and that's going to get a flag every time.
Every single time. Because let's face it, the league is always going to have an emphasis on these calls. They want to take care of these quarterbacks who are in vulnerable positions when they're passing the football.
He finds his man complete. That's McCarthy.
And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score.
Meanwhile, the throw here is complete. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
To throw on second down. Wall. He'll let this go for the end zone.
And, it's incomplete. That would have been 6 points, but somehow he couldn't rein it in.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete. Here's Bradley Pena now as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. This will be taken at the 10. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And that will come the offense as they take over. Now the Jet offense about to take over as they head out onto the field.
They're looking at a 3rd straight win here if they can hold on.
That one looks like he'll throw here.
And that is incomplete. Now the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. Up big here in the 4th quarter, up really big. That pass and incompletion, I don't think they needed the completion, but Charles, this is an offense right now that they're just having fun. They're clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, you're right. They didn't need a completion. They certainly don't need any more points. But they're not going to turn them down. They're going to continue to run what they have in their playbook, and they still want to run it efficiently.
Ball again.
Room here to run. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. They're going to hurry back to the line now. They go play action with Burrow. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. And one of the whistles for a timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. Another try after the first down sack. Burrow over the middle. It's complete. And now we're going to get a timeout. Somewhat pointlessly called with 3 seconds to go in a game that's already been decided.
That's a good bounce-back play right there after taking a sack on first down. Didn't quite get it to the marker, but now they're in a much better spot for a 3rd and short yardage call. If you're the offensive coordinator, you like looking at that section a heck of a lot better than trying to figure out 3rd and long.
Charles, when you look at the stat sheet, you realize that both sides of the ball were so dominant in this game. And on offense, not only did they score it, but they did it through the air as well as on the ground. Everything was working.
And you know that the guys that scored the touchdowns, that contributed that way, that threw them or ran them, they're going to find our cameras and have a big grin for them. But I hope our cameras find that offensive line. How versatile were they? Move the ball on the ground, move people so they could run it, and then protected their passers so they could throw it.
So for the Jets, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Baltimore Ravens. Meanwhile, for the Texans, they suffered defeat for the first time as they dropped to 2-1. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head down to Miami to take on the Dolphins.